So, what's happening, everybody? I told you I wanted to do a spoiler review on Morningstar, so here we are. So, Morningstar starts off a couple months after the events in Golden Sun, after Darrow and all the Augustus family, besides the Jackal and Mustang, are gone. Darrow is literally captured. He is in a... We catch him, he's in a hole, in darkness. And he's fucking freaking out. Like, he has voices in his head, and he's slamming his head up against the wall, and, I mean, it's bad. It's really fucking bad. And then you get to a point, he sees Cassius and a couple other people. Jackal brings him up, and he realizes he's been captured in the fucking, inside the dining room table. But anyway, the Jackal lets him go. And he lets him go because he's going to be on trial on Luna for war crimes. His identity has been released. Severo, the second that Darrow got captured, Severo went public with Darrow's carving, becoming from a red to a gold. So everybody knows who he is, that he's not a gold, he's a red. So he actually gets, there's two grays that are going to be part of the transfer. Their names are Trig and Holiday. Come to find out, Trig and Holiday are with the Rising, with Severo. They are actually there to free Darrow. Darrow finds out that Victra is in the same place as Darrow. So Darrow's like, we're not fucking leaving until my friend's with me. Like, that's just how it is. So they find Victra. Victra freaks out when she sees Darrow. Keeps telling him to quit wearing his fucking face, quit lying to her, all this other bullshit. And they actually end up giving her medicine and knock her the fuck out. Like, done. They also give Darrow a fucking shot of a bunch of shit so he can move. And they eventually get him out, get him rescued, get him to where he needs to be. We find out that Ragnar and Severo have been doing a bunch of fighting on Mars, but nobody knows where they are, luckily. And that gives Darrow time to catch up with his family, which he thought had died, and to catch up with people he thought had died. Literally, Darrow thinks everybody's pretty much dead. So he catches up with everybody, and eventually him and Victra get recarved and are able to start working out and get back to being normal, because Victra's basically paralyzed from the waist down. Like, her sister fucked her up with that spinal shock. And then they get introduced into the Howlers. Now Darrow at this point in time is playing second fiddle to Severo. So whatever Severo says goes. So they go into this, they find out who the Jackal's partner is, and they end up, they're going to kidnap him. And when they get to him, there is a meeting going on between Cassius and the Core, which they call the main golds, and the Rim and Mustang. So they're all here at this meeting. Shit goes sideways real quick. Luckily, nobody dies. Everybody gets out. And the person they're after is a guy named Quicksilver. Once they start questioning Quicksilver, they find out that Fitchner had been working with Quicksilver. The Quicksilver is actually a part of the Rising, or Sons of Ares. Sorry, not the Rising, the Sons of Ares. And Severo can't comprehend this at all. He's freaking out over it. And he goes, why didn't you try to contact me? Blah, 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 blah. And Quicksilver's like, dude, I knew your dad. Your dad was controlled. You're not. You're a fucking loose cannon. Plus, I didn't tell anybody about Fitchner. Fitchner told nobody about me. The only thing I did was give your dad fucking money. Two entities, high-ups, low-colors, of the Sons of Ares. Severo has also become Ares. He is now Ares. He took his father's position. After they catch Quicksilver, Severo and Darrow actually have a fucking knockdown dragout because Severo planted bombs to blow some shit up. And Darrow's like, this ain't fucking happening. And so they get in this huge fucking fist fight. And basically this fist fight is to see who becomes leader. Darrow, of course, ends up winning after actually a pretty brutal fucking fight. And Darrow becomes the head of it. Now, when Darrow became a Howler, they'd actually implanted a cyanide bomb in there too, so if they got captured, they could break it and die. And he goes, I'm not having my people thinking they're going to die no matter what. So they all pull this tooth out. And Darrow starts up the war again, and the first place he is headed is with Ragnar to the poles to get Sephi, who is Ragnar's sister, and the rest of the Obsidians. Ragnar's already sent people to there to tell them that Ragnar and Darrow are coming. They get ready to leave, and Mustang steps in front of the ship. And she's like, hey, we gotta have an alliance here since you fucked up my peace barter. My peace barter was basically we were gonna arrest the Jackal, and I was gonna become sovereign of Mars. Well, you fucked that up, so now I'm on your side because I don't want to fucking keep going like we're going. Humanity deserves better than this. So then they go. They take off. Well, Cassius follows them, blows them out of the sky, and Cassius actually ends up wrecking. But Darrow and them fall into a frozen lake. Darrow gets out. Mustang gets out. Holiday won't let Darrow jump back in to rescue Ragnar, so Mustang does. When they get out, they got these big, like, I don't know, snail kind of like creatures sucking on their back, killing them. So Darrow gets rid of them. They get everybody back to life, and they start walking. Well, eventually they catch up with Cassius and Aja, and Aja is a badass. She's actually the Sovereign's right hand. Ragnar fights Aja, while Darrow fights Cassius, and Mustang fights somebody else. I can't remember what Mustang fights. But again, Darrow beats Cassius barely. Ragnar gets his ass kicked by Aja. Bad, like really bad. Mustang eventually helps out Darrow to win that war, to beat Cassius. But Aja fucks up Ragnar, and eventually Aja gets knocked off a cliff, and then all of a sudden Obsidian show up, and it's Sephi. And Ragnar dies, seeing his sister for the last time, and they can't find Aja. But Darrow speaks to Sephi. Sephi eventually leads her to her mother, which goes south because Darrow's trying to do it diplomatically and it doesn't work. Ragnar was pretty much convinced that he was going to have to kill his mother, which he was completely right. So, and Darrow's bright, thinking he's going to do the same thing he did back in the first book, and he's going to take out Asgard and show Sephi that the gods are actually just golds. So they go along with it, and they kill all the golds, and they drag him back to her mother, and her mother's like, yeah, I know this shit. This pisses Sephi off, and Sephi ends up killing her mom. And the Obsidians go with Darrow, which helps Darrow out big time. So now, Darrow goes to the Rim, and he runs into Roke when he's talking to the Raws. And Darrow asks Roke, when did I lose you, Roke? When did I lose you? And he goes, when Quinn died. When you killed Quinn. He goes, I didn't kill Quinn. Jackal killed Quinn. He goes, it doesn't matter. That's when you lost me. Darrow's like, okay. And Roke's like, when you leave here, with either the Rim on my side or your side, but I'm killing you. So, they get into a big-ass battle. Darrow pulls a fucking move that nobody saw coming. Basically, he flies the Morning Star straight at Roke's ship and gets his ship blown to shit, like horribly. But Darrow has a master plan he shoots claw drills out of the Morning Star onto fucking Roke's ship, and he basically eats his way into the ship. And then him, Holiday, and Victra cut their way clear to fucking Roke. When they get to Roke, Roke doesn't beg for his life. Roke doesn't even really fight Darrow. Roke just says, "Let me die like a gold," and he kills himself. And so Darrow wins that battle. His next battle is with Luna. Or with Mars, to take out the Jackal, and Luna. He's got 2 to take out. And it all kind of works out weirdly. So he makes it seem like he's going to Mars, but he ends up going to Luna instead, as captured. And he's going to go face trial, him and Mustang both. It works. Aja ends up dying. The Sovereign ends up dying. And Darrow got Cassius on his side. Cassius actually leaves before the whole thing goes down and goes and gets Lysander and leaves Luna, which is Octavia Lune's grandson. And Darrow kills him. Kills Octavia and Aja. So now you have the birth of the society. We also find out that Mustang was pregnant and had Darrow's child during this whole situation. She just never told Darrow because she wanted to make sure Darrow was the man that she thought he was, which he ends up being. And that's how the book ends. Everybody's free. Life is good. Wait till I break down Iron Gold for you. But that's going to be a little bit. I'm doing the physical read right now, so give me a little while. Until next time, peace.